Alright, welcome back and thanks for tuning in again. So it's been a while since my last video, so I thought I'd make this little video just talking about what I've been up to. We'll take a look at a couple different projects I've picked up recently, and pretty much just what I've been doing, why I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. Also, we gotta go run down the street and pick up an old Onan generator that's been sitting on a farm for, well, 40 years now. So let's start taking a walk around here. So it's the end of June. It's we're in the middle of engine show season, and it's hot as hell out down here in South Jersey. It's like 95 degrees and humid today. So haven't been getting a whole lot of garage time, but I did manage to get my trailer painted about a month ago. This is a 2003 Beck trailer, 10,000 pound gross weight. So I just kind of wire wheeled it, gave it a coat of Rust-Oleum, and same thing with the wheels, put new wheel bearings in it, readjusted the brakes, the brake backing plates. This is a surge brake trailer, so we got hydraulic brakes on each wheel, and there's a master cylinder up there in the tongue. So I replaced those backing plates a number of years ago, so the brake shoes themselves and all the hardware is in good shape, but wanted to do the bearings because they were probably original bearings. So finally got that done. It was kind of an ugly, rusty, yellow, flaky paint, so looks a bit better. But I picked up this 471 Detroit power unit last week. It was on Facebook Marketplace for a pretty good deal, so I couldn't pass it up. It does turn, and that's about all I know about it. I don't know the history on it. Let's take a look at the data plate here, and the name plate rather. There's a serial number 4711753. I'm sure somebody will be able to tell me what year this thing was built. I'm not really a Detroit guru. I do like them. You know, they're a good engine. So when I saw it, I couldn't pass it up. But I'm not, super knowledgeable on years these things were built. So, it's got that GM tag, but then it's got a newer logo here on the intake for the blower. So that might have been replaced. I don't know. It's just got a twin disc clutch on it. Let's see what the hour meter says. 1470, but it looks like there's an old dyno label here, 15.2 something. So this might have been replaced, or who knows. No idea how many hours it has on it. But like I said, it does turn, so that's a plus. We'll get to this at some point. Oh yeah, I just had to put a starter in my truck yesterday too. Here's the starter motor out of it. Tiny little thing. I think this is a gear reduction type starter. I just thought I'd give you a comparison. I think this is a 50MT Delco right here. This is a proper starter motor, and they got this little tiny thing here. This thing here probably weighs about 45 pounds. This weighs about 5 pounds. Modern technology. All right, so what else have we been working on? We gotta get this offloaded before we go pick that Onan up. But let's look over here in the garage. The big Royal Line gen set has been kicked out of the garage. I still have to haul that thing into the shop and get it load tested. I've been working on the oil well supply engine quite a bit lately. I remember I made a video of this last fall, I guess. But I got it put on a cart, nice little 3-wheel cart. I'm pretty sure this was an old DeVilbiss paint sprayer cart. There was the remnants of a decal on one of the frame rails. But the oil well supply engine fits nicely on there. Got the fuel system hooked up, the accumulator and everything. And I also mounted this old Myers piston pump on it. Little 2-inch bore piston pump. The pump needs a lot of work. It's actually in the middle of getting a full rebuild now. So these are the rods, the connecting rods on it. Someone had brazed them back in the past, but they brazed the end on crooked, so when it was rotating, it was binding. So I had to melt that braze out, and I got to make up a jig to hold the bearings in the correct position so I can braze them on straight. New packing, new push rod and all that stuff. So new guide rods, all in the process of getting done. But I had this running at the Cool Spring Engine show, and I'll have it running at a couple more. It's a good engine. So speaking of Cool Spring, I picked up this small cat out there. It was delivered to me from Indiana by a good friend of mine. The engine's a D311, little 4-cylinder engine with the little twin-cylinder pony engine on the back. The generator end is a 30 kilowatt, 120, 240 volt 3-phase unit. So this one's actually complete. Does have the exciter on it and all the controls, but the exciter looks like that was knocked off at some point and kind of welded back on, kind of sketchy there. So we'll have to clean that up and get that looking nice once we get the engine running. Now I'm missing a couple small parts for this thing. First off, are these oil lines between the engine and the oil cooler core in the radiator. So I don't know if that oil cooler is bad. I've been told that this was a common thing to do, removing these lines to allow the engine temp to actually come up, to temp. These were actually overcooled, so guys would take the lines out and then loop them together with a piece of pipe just to get let the engine build some heat. But whether that's true or not, I don't know. Take a look at the other side of it here. It's pretty complete. I have the throttle control here. What I'm missing is the intake pipe between the diesel intake manifold and the air filter. I have the big oil bath air filter assembly. I'm just missing that pipe. And you know what? I'm also missing the float bowl to the pony carburetor. So here's the carburetor right here, and you can see the little nozzle or the adjustment needle there. But the float bowl is completely gone. So got to track one of them down, maybe a whole junk carburetor that I can salvage the parts off of. So this will be another thing to get running. The D337F cat genset is in here. I'm still debating on what to do about the voltage regulator on the back end here. I think I'm going to go modern solid state regulator on this. One, just to try out a more modern regulator on an old genset, and two, it's going to be a lot easier to track down those components than trying to track down an original exciter or kind of making something work. So I think we're going to go solid state regulator on this. The big cat, the D13000, which this has been a 5-year project in the works at this point. I'm still chipping away at it. Recently, I've got all the pistons cleaned up here. That's an original 1939 cat piston, cleaned up pretty nice. Got a couple little scuffs around the crown here, but really a couple on the skirt, but that's nothing. The wrist pins, got to clean them up, polish them. This is one of the bad pistons that had the big corrosion pit in it from the water. So I had a friend of mine weld this up, and I still am not sure if I'm going to clean this and dress this up and use this piston or not. There's a couple of the other ones, and then over there, that's the other not so great piston. This one had water sitting on top of it as well. You can see the pitting in that. So, but I got the bearings all out. Got to clean them up. They're in pretty nice shape, actually. Those are the rod bearings. There's a stack of piston rings, all the old rings, end caps, things like that. So, still kind of working on the big cat. It's going to get done. Going to get done eventually, and believe me, there will be videos on it. So that's about, well, I guess the only other thing is this little shaper over here. We kind of walked right by that. This is a Vernon Sheldon shaper. I believe it's a 12-inch stroke. Not a whole lot of information that I've been able to find about these, but I want to clean this up and get it installed over in the machine shop area there. I think it'll be a nice addition to the working shop. So it's in pretty nice shape. The table's got some, it's got surface rust, but everything moves. It's not locked up or anything. So, all right. Well, let's get the forklift out and get that Detroit lifted off, and we'll go ahead and pick up another old genset. Alright, well, let's get on the road here, pick up this old Onan. So I don't think I ever really mentioned why I haven't been making a lot of videos. I gave a lot of excuses. But, you know, it takes a lot of effort to make a YouTube video, you know, while I'm trying to work on a project. A lot more effort than it would take if I was just working on it at my own pace. Got a lot of traffic here. Always get a lot of traffic on this road on Sunday. Wow. One more car. Anyway, it's not that I don't enjoy making the videos, it's just that a lot of times I just want to enjoy doing the job rather than actually making the video. It's not a complaint or anything. But you know, if a job might take me 1.5 to 2 times as long if I'm making a video of it. And then, you know, if I'm making a half an hour video, it might take me 2 hours to edit it, even before it's uploaded. So, in the winter time, it's not such a big deal. You know, it's all I can do is really, you know, work in the garage and make videos. But in the summertime, I work a lot in my normal job and, you know, get ready for engine shows and things like that. And, you know, I'm gone every other weekend in the summertime to a show, it seems like. Well, we're here. That didn't take very long, did it? The old farm. My neighbor here, he's the farmer slash utility power generation engineer. He's got lots of stuff here. Lots of old trucks and tractors, and he farms this field and a number of other fields in the area. Here's his old Mack. He restored that a few years ago. I forget what year that is. It's a nice truck. There's another old Mack he picked up. Here's an Onan. It's not the one we're here for today, though. Looks like about a 30 kW there. Got the Ford engine. We're looking for an oldie, an old Onan. Grab the camera off the stand here. We're looking for an old Onan. He's been clearing the property out, pulling some trucks and cars out of the weeds. Check out this old Northwest crane. That's got a Murphy diesel in it. I'll have to get that running someday. Got some old John Deeres in the weeds here. Here's his shop. The old farmhouse is back here. It's not occupied. He hasn't lived in here since he was a kid, but that was built pre-revolution right there. That's a pretty historical structure. It's the original farmhouse, pre-Revolutionary War. Here's the old barn that collapsed years ago. Let's go find him and take a look at this generator. Find the old house, he said. Oh, there it is. All right. Let me slide the window open back here. Looks like I've been sitting there a while, huh? You know what? Let me take this. All right, look at this old thing. That's a classic one right there. Look at that enclosure. That looks like a streamlined railroad car. Onan electric plant. So what engine is that? That's got to be a Continental with this distributor sticking up in the center, huh? Got some bees. All right, let's pull it out. How long you think it's been in here?
Probably 30 years.
Yeah.
Had a pickup park there, a dead pickup park at home. We pulled that out of there and like, what the hell is that sitting there?
You know, as I said, you know, the enclosure looks like an old streamlined railroad car, like an old Pullman. That's some styling.
I think Pop got it. Somebody put it in a packing house and didn't have the power to run the packing house. So they set that up until they could get the power to run the packing house.
Oh, okay. So it was working for its living, huh?
Yeah, it worked for its living. Probably the last there were 3 years getting the power into the building.
Right.
So it's been sitting there. Where you see the U bush, it only grows a couple inches a year.
Well, let me move some stuff out of your way there, and we'll see if we can get it out. All right. Let me set you guys up here. Well, here, let me slide them in, and then I'll move over there and I'll get the shrouds out of the way. Yeah, steering not so much right now.
Well, it's a 4-4 chassis.
Come on.
Get the bottom a kick.
There it goes.
No, top needs a kick. Let it down some.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Well, if we got to move it again, we'll move them again. I think I see him. I think I see the other side panel sitting there. I see it. I see it back there. I think you can. What's that?
Are you trying?
I think you can come in here. Yeah, you're gonna. There's a piece of seat channel for the frame. You gotta lift up and tilt forward and dig in under it. Yeah, that should get it. Yeah, I think you're still hitting the frame on this side.
I gotta back up a little bit. Dig in.
Yeah. I'd say you're through it. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you're through about 4 inches. Got the other side panel. Little rough, but hey, it's there. How are we gonna load this thing?
How do you want to do that?
Do you think?
Back up between the ramps.
Yeah, even if you pull, I'll back up and I'll pull up there. And if you pull in the laneway, I can back my trailer under. It might be easier. And then use the winch and just drag it right onto the trailer. Let me hop in the truck.
All the sheet metal there? Was there another piece of sheet metal?
There was the whole door with the handles and everything, yeah.
I think that there might be a piece of the nose in there too.
Oh, okay. Oh man, this thing is pretty big. All right, let me move the truck. Let me throw these panels on. So what I'm gonna do is pull the truck out. He's gonna move the forklift into the clearing. And I'm gonna back the trailer up under the nose of the generator. And the plan is to use the winch and drag it right off his forks. Let me reposition. All right, try to give you guys a decent vantage point here. All right, let's see if we can put the tail of that trailer or the nose of the generator right between the ramps. I think we did it. I think we did it. Oh, waving me back a little bit. That good? Oh, I side shifted. All right. Tilt forward a little bit.
Forward a little bit?
Yeah. That should be fine.
Yeah, we'll shut it off, right?
Yeah. All right, I think we could put a strap.
What is this thing?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. So,
I think it might have been three-phase. That was the reason they...
oh, it's an oldie.
The old man never walked away from nothing.
Oh, it's older than I thought. So, it is a 25KN built January 1947.
That's just after the war.
Yeah, just after the war. 115, 230 volt. Yeah, 25,000 watts.
Bottom was rotted out pretty good, but been sitting there quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, a project.
It is, you know, it looks pretty complete, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Fuel tanks there. I'm curious what the control panel looks like. Looks like it's all got all its goodies in there still. That might be a little project in itself, getting that open. Oh, there's the hour meter. Wow. Yeah, it worked in its life. 5,635 hours. She was a workhorse.
Yeah.
She was a workhorse.
Sat and rotted quite a bit, didn't it?
Knock some of that dirt off of there. Yeah, looks like the floor's rotted out of it.
Probably just a piece of plate.
Yeah, just a piece of plate, right.
It's running out of his radiator.
Oh yeah? That's good.
Some coolant leaking out or something.
I don't see any big cracks in the block or in the head.
Continental, huh?
I think it's Continental. If it's got a distributor up to the head like that, it's probably Continental.
Or it's no longer available.
They put them engines in so many things, I bet you can still get parts for it. Probably doesn't need a whole lot. If it's not locked up tight, it'll probably run without too much fuss.
Will it make power?
Well, that's a good question. Well, that looks like good oil to me. How about that?
Plate on the engine.
Yeah, I don't know what model that would be, but
Well, there's a serial number plate on it.
yeah.
Water drain. It might be a Dodge. I don't know.
Big Chrysler 6.
Got an auto light alternator on it. Generator.
Yeah, the back end of the exciter looks fine. Like the commutator. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I like the look. Man, that cowling. Whew. Looks like an old Pullman passenger car from the New York Central.
I wonder where the rest of the sheet metal is.
I'm pretty sure the pictures I've seen, that was expanded metal. You know?
Yeah.
So I bet you that's rusted. Going back to the earth. But
Yeah.
but the door, I mean the doors are there. That's the hard thing with
That's a money shot.
with the badges on them, the Onan. You see them? You see the
The latches and everything.
yeah. Onan electric plant. They wanted you to know.
Well, that one's a little beat up, but
Yeah. At least, hey, you can still read it.
the rest of the pieces might be in there somewhere in the dirt.
Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of digging. That's pretty classy. That's pretty classy.
Little guards on it.
I think the batteries went up here, if I remember.
Yeah.
And there's the exhaust that comes out the bottom there. That was one thing the Onans did. They always had the exhaust coming out the bottom. They were kind of smart. They didn't have it going straight up.
There's water dripping out of the exhaust.
You know, I think that's the coolant because it's running. It's not coming out of the exhaust. It's coming from the radiator.
Oh boy.
So, hey, I'd rather have it coming out the radiator than coming out the exhaust.
You'll figure it out.
I think so.
Real iron, didn't they?
That is a fact. That is some real iron. And I think I should be able to wrap a strap right around here. Winch this puppy on. Let's see what we got. What's that?
Can't go over the side with it.
No, I think the only sketchy bit is going to be once that tail end comes off of your fork, because the generator end's going to be heavy. But by the time the tail end gets off of your far side fork, the generator should be over this one.
Yeah.
So we might just have to yank it nice and quick and get it on the trailer. What's that?
Have to make that front cover on.
Yeah. Like he said, it's simple pieces of sheet metal, so I don't think it had louvers or anything. I think the bottom was just expanded metal. So louvers, if they had louvers, that'd be pretty hard to make. But
put that hole in that floor just for you to do that.
yeah, it was meant to be.
Drug out of the weeds too.
What the other one up there?
Yeah.
Hoo 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 hoo.
Battery.
It's okay. I don't know if it's hot, but it should have enough juice in it to do the job.
Might need an 8D.
Yeah. All right, let's take some slack up here.
Side are going to wind up crushing them.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Well, you ain't got to strap it down to get home.
Don't have far to go, which is nice. The ride here takes about a minute.
And you're almost all the way off the porch now, so you're past it now.
I think we got it then. All right, let's pull a little bit more. Ooh, there's the weight.
Got a brand new belt on it.
Well, hell, that's worth the purchase price right there.
Spring-loaded governor dealie there.
Yeah, it's got the high engine temp shutdown switch here. I bet you it's got a low oil pressure switch somewhere.
I don't know if the governor's even hooked up on this thing. It's got a governor on it, but
Oh, maybe they needed more power, so they just wired her open. You know, I'd never seen this heat shield though before. That's interesting. Huh.
there's the governor.
Auto
There's
light.
nothing hooked to it.
Oh.
Looks like they set it with a throttle speed.
Yeah, they put a load on it and got her to where she needed to be. Yeah, that's antifreeze. It's got antifreeze in it, so that's good news.
Yeah.
That's green stuff. That's good.
Yeah. Put some fresh gas in it, start it up.
I know it. I wonder if it's 6 or 12 volt. I think these are all 12 volt. Probably says so on the plate what it is.
Yeah. Looks like the fan's hitting the shroud.
Mm. Yeah.
It might be tweaked a little bit. Dad wasn't gentle with stuff.
No. Got a big fuel tank on it. Oh no, I was wrong. The battery sits up here. Ah, okay. Huh. Maybe there was a muffler down there at some point.
Well, that's a straight pipe coming out there now, so I imagine it probably had something.
Yeah. What do we got up here? Radiator cap. Yep. That's cast aluminum up there.
We'll pick up the jack handle. Oh, sure.
Oh. I got a Ford. I can use that.
It's got antifreeze leaking out of the front of it from somewhere, probably a radiator.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from, the bottom of the radiator.
It didn't take too kindly to being tweaked, lifted like that, but hey. Yeah, you're right. It's got antifreeze in it. It's got clean oil. Man. Oil filter, air filters there.
got it set up so you can adjust the timing. With a little wing nut dealy thing on there. Power meter.
Let me get the camera down and we'll give them a close-up of this this thing. So here it is, fresh out of the bush, 1947. 25, what was it, a K something? I forget. $5,635 hours on it. Let's see if we can gently prise this open here. All right, we got her popped open. Wow, look at that. Got a 150 amp range on it. Interesting. Start and stop buttons. No, that looks like somebody's aftermarket throttle there. That's okay. What's he got there? An output breaker? Yeah. You know, it looks like it's single phase. Huh. Yeah. Let's see what the plate, take a look at the plate here.
3 wires on it.
Yeah, you know what? There's only 2 current transformers. 2 current transformers. 115, 230 volt, 25 kilowatt. Yeah, phase, 1 phase, huh? That's interesting. Oh, there we go. Use 12 volt battery. Okay, so it's 12 volt. That big cast aluminum shroud. All right, well, we got Onan number 1 loaded up. Let's go around the barn here and take a look at that other one he had on the way in. That looked like it got to be about a 30 kW unit. Yeah, look at that Mack right there. That's a nice truck. That's the one that came up from Thomas River, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a 244 in line 6. So yeah, let's see what do we got. There's the data plate. So this is it's an 82 45 EM. That's 45 kilowatt. Wow. Nice trailer it's on, huh?
Yeah, a little rough, but
yeah.
built it well.
Yeah.
3 phase, I think, isn't it?
You know, I didn't even look. Probably 3 phase, I'd imagine. Gasoline fuel. Yeah, it would be on a portable unit. Got the side panels here.
Single phase.
Is it really?
No, this is one phase. That's 3 phase. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look, there's the cord. It's got a 4-wire cord on it.
Yeah, that's 3 phase.
Yeah.
Ain't got no hours on it much. 37 hours.
Standby service, huh? Wow. I believe it.
Barnegat Township.
Barnegat Township, huh?
Yeah.
Got a high flow muffler there. Very cool.
You don't need those stinking mufflers.
No. Well, we made it home safe and sound. So I'd like to go ahead and just spray this thing down, get some of the mud off of it, and we'll get a better look at it. Well, I guess that's about it for this video. We got her cleaned off, some of the loose paint off, and at least some of the mud off. An electric plant. I think this might have been the original color here, this green we're looking at. Seems a bit lighter than the later Onan green. Top of the enclosure seems nice. Nice and straight and solid. Some serious rust going on down here. I mean, that's pretty thick steel to rust right through. Definitely a Continental engine. Don't know what model. Data plate's pretty hard to read. Still got a lot of mud and stuff inside the frame. But I think I'm going to have to lift this up on the forklift to be able to clean some of that out. But yeah. So that's it. 1947 Onan. Thanks for watching.